What's shaking, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Nerdycouch. This is Andor, episode 8. Let's do it. So,
So,
Andor, Cassian,
mm-hmm.
arrested.
Uh-huh.
Things not going well.
No.
It's, we'll start off by saying that this episode, it wasn't like, there wasn't a million talking points, I don't think, in this particular episode.
Not really, no. There's a few, but
But, like, was it captivating regardless?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched it. I thought it was good.
Yeah. So Cassian's in prison,
Yeah.
and while I was watching it, I really got the sense of the oppressiveness of the prison from
Uh-huh.
all of the prison scenes. Like you could feel that imperial oppression through
Yeah.
the whole process, and while he was in the prison.
Yeah.
Um,
That one guy felt it too.
yeah,
Just, that's it.
he gave it up.
Screw it.
He dumped himself onto the floor,
Uh-huh.
which is electrified.
Which is gonna stink apparently all night.
Yeah, they didn't take the body away.
No.
It was bad.
No, that's
It's
gross.
bad news. It's unsanitary, is what it is.
Mm-hmm. You get sick.
So, in that prison,
Mm-hmm.
there were a couple of cool guest appearance pieces.
Okay, yeah.
There was Gollum,
Mm-hmm.
who also plays Snoke, if you're familiar with the final trilogy that they put out, which I thought was kind of a cool addition. I know that there was rumors of him coming to be in this Star Wars series, and
Oh.
everybody assumed that he would be reprising his role as Snoke for some reason. But that never obviously didn't pan out. He's just a completely new guy.
So this is a completely new character. Like you don't see him later on in the movies.
Who knows? Because kind of right now our working theory, I guess, um, is that what's his name? I'm forgetting it.
Andor?
No, the other guy. So
Luthen?
there's a guy that is in Melshi.
Oh, I wouldn't
Is
have got that.
is one of the no. So you get to see Melshi, which is he's one of the people that are in Rogue One later. So I think my theory around that is definitely there's going to be a prison break. I mean, I guess that's kind of obvious if you're watching the show
Okay.
about Cassian Andor.
Yeah,
You assume that at some point he's going to break out of prison and not just
he's gonna have to
be there
because
for the next.
time does not match up if he stays for his full sentence. So
No.
he's
So
getting out.
So I'm assuming that that individual is going to be coming with him,
Mm-hmm.
and probably a number of the other prisoners, I would imagine.
I would think so.
And you would think a lot of them would be willing to join the rebellion, especially now that it appears that their sentences were all doubled or
Yeah,
more.
I'd be mad. I'd
Yeah.
be joining,
So they're
especially after like I know that prison's not supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
But wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
a little rough.
Well, like torture
A
essentially.
bit of a work camp.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they're all working.
I'd be
gauging.
joining.
Um, Gollum's character in this is the work boss.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he kind of just runs the floor, and he's another prisoner though. So obviously,
Kino?
yeah. So obviously they utilize the prisoners against each other.
Yeah.
Pretty classic move in
Yeah.
any kind of oppressive structure.
Oh yeah.
Is use the individuals that you're oppressing against each other so that they stay under heel.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting. I'm wondering,
Holy production.
great production.
Yeah.
And it's like a game against each other. You
Yeah.
get flavored food if you win.
Yeah. And if you lose, well, you might die.
Yeah, because they zap you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Who was the one? There was a person that was on Cassian's table that was signing to somebody across the
Yes.
prison.
And I can't find his name anywhere. I don't remember them saying the name in the episode.
I don't either. I mean, I think They introduced everybody at the table at one
They
point.
did, yeah, but I don't know who. Like, I don't think it's supposed to be someone that we know of before this.
Do you think that's going to be a part of the
I
rebellion?
think that might have something to do with how they escape.
That's a good assumption. It's a good theory.
Kind of get like the whole prison in on it.
Yeah. Some sort of sign language through, and then
Yeah,
everybody gets involved.
yeah. 'Cause, like, why else would they have put that in the episode? And they like really emphasize that they were talking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. So yeah, I mean, Cassian spent most of his time in the prison, or all of his time in the prison in this episode.
Yeah.
He's still in there when we're finishing up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of his whole story through this. I think we've touched on.
I do have a theory.
Okay.
So, I know that Clea is like, just forget about Andor to Luthen.
Okay.
Luthen doesn't seem to want to give up
No.
on this. He needs Andor gone.
Right.
Because Andor knows too much.
Right.
I almost wonder if maybe Luthen breaks out Andor. He finds out where he is.
But why break him out?
So that he can kill him.
Why not just have him killed in there or something?
Maybe. If he's got connections in there.
That's fair.
I mean, it's Luthen. He might. He might have connections in the prison.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Speaking of Luthen, we do see a bit more of him wandering through his artifact shop and talking to Clea.
Yeah.
Who, fun theory.
Oh.
Fun theory.
It's not fun.
There's not a lot of supporting evidence, obviously.
There's no supporting evidence.
But there's a fun theory going around where Clea, his assistant, is a young Princess Leia.
She would have to be pretty young to be Princess Leia.
She would be approximately be 15 in Andor.
And Clea is not 15.
Makeup.
She's not 15.
You could do yourself up. I've seen people on the streets who you wouldn't think were their age because makeup's a magical thing. And this is Star Wars. You could do all kinds of stuff.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think so. What do you think?
Let us know what you think.
Put it down in the comments.
Please.
It is not Leia. Prove him wrong.
I didn't say it was. I'm just telling you a theory that I read.
No. You seem to
like
believe
the theory.
this. You
It's
like
an
the
interesting theory.
It's not Leia.
They
There's
did
no
do a little play on it for sure.
Oh yeah.
With her in the red cloak in a previous episode there.
I think they're just doing that on purpose though.
I don't know. I will say that, leaving people to die, like, because she wants Luthen to shut down the transmitter between Ferric, which is Bix, and themselves, and that kind of thing, leaving people to die like that is not.
Yeah, that's not Leia.
Usually Leia's jam. She's very.
But is that a 15-year-old Leia thing?
Maybe.
I doubt it. Considering her father, I doubt it.
And maybe those people die, and then it really changes her view. No?
Maybe it changes Clea's view.
Maybe.
Probably not Leia, because she has nothing to do with this, because that's not Leia.
We do know that in a year's time, if Leia is about 15 and in this time period, that in the next year she's going to become a senator.
Yeah.
Just be an interesting little sprinkle to drop in there.
It would be interesting. I would want to know how they did that.
Because we're presuming that Bail Organa is likely one of the only people who really know some of the bigger picture, because as Mon Mothma in that previous episode had stated, there was only another, three other people in the galaxy that knew about the full plan here.
Right. One was Luthen, for sure.
Luthen.
Yeah.
We have Clea, who obviously knows.
Yeah.
And then we have Bail Organa. That's our thought. This is just a theory.
I think everything at this point's a theory.
That's fair. And I mean, they can mix it up and throw things, but
Yeah.
Bale has been a pretty big part of everything thus far. So
Yeah.
you would assume. And that would be a nice link to some of the Obi-Wan series stories and other pieces and portions. So
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Let us know though. What else do we have? So Luthen. We'll cover. Let's leave the little other portion of Luthen to the end because I
Okay.
think it's probably the most exciting piece
Okay.
of this episode.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Marva?
we have Marva. Like, let's go to Ferric.
Okay.
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's real bad.
I mean, go Marva, but dude, you're old.
So Marva's opening up what she thinks is a passage for rebels.
Yeah.
We don't even really know for sure if Marva is just senile or whether she's actually
Right.
at this point made some connection to the rebels.
Because I'm like, what rebels?
Yeah.
What group are you trying to make a path for?
We don't know. But she's obviously sick.
Yeah.
She's old and ailing. She
Yeah.
fell down trying to open a passage to ensure that the rebels could get through if they were going to come,
Yeah.
whoever these rebels are.
Yeah.
And she sounds bad. Like,
I mean, it would have been a good plan if for sure there was rebels coming. Yeah, take them all out. They're all in one spot. Perfect.
blow up the hotel and call it a day.
But, like, there was no news anywhere on the show that rebels came.
No. Or were coming, or
Or
that
were
she's even
coming.
made a connection to any rebel cells. Nothing.
Yeah. No.
Unless she's been slowly building like a rebel union,
Maybe. I mean, the next episode is slated to be the action episode.
right? Which
So-
is again our theories
Well,
around
yeah.
these, and kind of how it's been running is like you get an episode 1, 2, which is really story packed,
Yeah.
and then you get that episode 3 with
All the
the
action.
extra action pieces.
Yeah.
And it has stayed pretty much on par
It
for
has.
that.
Yeah.
So
Episode 3,
we're thinking
episode 6.
episode 9, probably Prison Break.
Okay. That'd be cool.
So something's gonna happen there. They took Bix in to be tortured after they took her friend in that had the radio tower.
Yep, that was Pack.
Pack, yep. And the other gentleman, the other former friend of Cassian.
Oh.
What was his name? I always forget his name.
Brasso.
Brasso.
Yeah.
So we do get some more of their story.
Mhm.
Brasso's helping taking care of Marva. Bix is helping taking care of Marva. Now Bix has been taken away
Mm-hmm.
by the evil new
Daedra.
the Daedra.
Daedra.
The evil new empire. She's moving up,
You know,
though. You know?
The beginning of this series, I kind of liked her. She seemed like the underdog.
Yeah.
Now, though, I'm like, just take her out.
Yeah.
I don't like her anymore.
Like she's building, like she's gonna be somebody special in the empire if she doesn't die
Yeah.
in this series at some
Yeah.
point. And I didn't do any reading on her, so I'm not really sure if there might be other literature or something or references to her somewhere. But yeah, she's on an upward trajectory for sure.
Yeah.
So next episode, are we gonna get to see, that rebellion beginning on Ferric then? Because you've got these people that are being taken away and tortured at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and citizens are gonna be more and more restless and upset.
Yeah.
I have a theory around Marva doing something outrageous and crazy,
Yeah.
and possibly becoming like a public spectacle of death, where I feel like
You
she's
know,
just
I
gonna go
thought-
march into it and just start shooting people down or something crazy.
You know what I think she's gonna do? I agree. Like, she's going to die.
Yeah.
No matter what. And it's probably going to be big. It's going to
Yeah.
be out in public, maybe hung like her husband.
Maybe.
I think she is going to free Bix, and that's how she's going to die. They're going to catch her. Bix will get away.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. That's a good theory.
Yeah.
And if it's that big and it sparks that rebellion again, we're getting that third episode in the series,
Mm-hmm.
big action piece.
And one
on
more
Ferric as
big
well.
thing to push Andor to really join the rebellion
Yeah.
and do this.
because we're waiting for that, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what this whole story is about. It is building to him becoming who he is in the rebellion.
Exactly. Although I don't know if that's going to happen in episode 9. I feel like that might happen in like episode 12.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that's the last episode of the season where he really is like getting in, and they've confirmed season 2.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to come at the end.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
But this is going to be another big push once he finds out. Maybe he doesn't even find out this next episode coming that Marv is dead, and that's
Maybe.
kind of part of the build towards 12 in
Well,
like
because there's
10,
no
11.
communication, right? So how's he going to find out?
Yeah. So that'll be another big piece.
Yeah.
There's a lot happening on Ferric.
There's so much happening.
A lot happening on prison planets.
Yeah. I hope the droid makes it.
I would love to see the droid make it.
Right?
Or will he go out too?
Mm.
Trying to save Marva.
Trying to save Marva. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yep. I can see that. I could see Brasso going down too, trying to save Marva.
Yeah.
He's a small character in the show, but big enough that you recognize him.
Yeah.
But not really. He just wants to do his job and go home. Right.
And does that line Bix up to becoming like the leader of the rebel cell on Ferric then, if she does get away?
Yeah.
And we have Vel and Cinta that are both on Ferric right now.
Yeah.
Except Vel, I think, leaves by the end of this episode. She's on her way out. So we still have Cinta, who is perfectly capable of assisting in setting up a rebel cell.
Oh yeah.
So if she helps,
yeah,
pull Bix out or something.
Yeah. And I think Luthen is still okay with Bix. Like, he still trusts her. It's just that it's not safe right now.
Right.
To have the communication.
Wow.
Which, I mean, Cleo was right, because they came.
Yeah, they're there.
Right? They overheard Bix's message going out.
Or something, yeah.
Something.
Because they took out the spot where the messages were going out. So I don't know if they know about it for sure or not, but they know enough.
They know that at least there was a message going out. I don't know if they, like, could hear what it was, or... Well, I guess not hear, because it was...
Just code.
Code.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see what happens on Ferric next episode. Because I think it's going to be big there. I think it's going to be big at the prison.
Yeah.
And then we've got Officer Weasel.
Yeah.
Who's now working in fuel or what? I guess he's monitoring.
He's monitoring, like, it seems like he's monitoring, like, the price. Something to do with the finances with fuel.
Which
just sounds dreadful. Like, that's got to be so boring.
But Daedra comes for him too, because he's got info, and Daedra is putting up like all kinds of theories and stuff to the big main guys, and she seems to be getting more and more control.
Yeah.
So she brings him in for questioning.
Yeah.
And he does everything in his power to try and throw Cassian under the bus and get himself back into the Empire. So our theories around him possibly joining the rebellion or something were...
That's squashed.
He didn't learn anything. He's still a
he
jerk.
still wants back in. I don't think he's going to get back in.
No?
I think he's going to be one of those characters on this show where he desperately wants it and he never makes it.
I hope so.
I think so. Because the way Dedra was talking to him was like, kid, I got what I needed from you.
You're basically
which was really
trash.
Nothing.
No. Little
Like,
extra pieces of report.
Yeah.
But nothing.
Stop fucking filing reports.
Because he's been doing
You're just becoming an annoyance.
What, six different reports they said that they put in?
Yeah.
False reports.
Yeah.
Around Cassian being different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to try and get him found.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting. Maybe he gets fired from this job too.
And his mom smacks him again.
Yeah.
Oh god. Could you imagine if he has to go back to her?
Or his uncle. His uncle might kill him by the sounds of it.
Might. Yeah.
Sounds like a powerful guy.
That'd be okay.
I'd be okay with him.
I wouldn't be upset if they wrote him off the show.
I'm sick of him. I hate him. But I mean,
he's annoying.
Again, when you hate a character that's supposed to be hated,
they don't die until the very last episode of the entire show.
Yeah, that means that's well written.
Oh yeah,
and it's being acted well. Because I hate him.
Oh, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
He plays this part very well.
I really detest
Very,
that guy.
very well.
And his perfectly tailored uniforms.
Yeah.
And everything.
He has a high collar
He's
in
got the
this.
high collar. Yeah.
I wonder if everybody else has a high collar. I didn't really pay attention. But I'm
I
wondering
don't
if
think
he's...
so. But even like when he went to leave his mother's house in, what was that, episode 8? 7? 7. Even the mother was like, did you get that collar heightened?
He loves a nice high collar.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fun around people saying that, that's almost representative of the Empire's stranglehold on certain characters.
Yeah.
So he's got the high collar, and it's tight. Daedra has a high collared uniform. It's tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's kick back over to Luthen.
Okay.
Where'd he go?
What was that called?
Somewhere.
He sets off to Sagramilo.
Sagramilo. To see the man, the legend, Saw Gerrera.
Yep.
And I was super excited to see Saw Gerrera again. I'm a big fan of him. Cartoons, live action stuff.
Yeah.
And I like Forrest Whitaker in general. I think he's a great actor. He plays
incredible.
his parts really, really well.
Yeah. His part in the show was perfectly acted.
And the same as in Rogue One.
Yeah.
You get to see a bunch of Saw Gerrera in there too, and that ruthless, rebel.
Yeah.
That is just pure chaos. He plays it really, really well.
Yeah.
So I was super excited that they're pulling him back in. I'm curious as to see where they're going to go with parts of his story. Like, I feel like he's gonna have to be, more into this story, because we know too that he was the one who was raising Jyn Orso.
Right.
So I'm wondering if maybe they'll even float her into this, because by this point, I would imagine she's, I think, younger than Cassian, but she should be, I think, at this point already.
She should be there with him.
Adopted into the partisans.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're going to kind of sprinkle her in, even if it's just like a cameo piece or something like that.
So you're in the background, you're like, oh my god, that's her. Yeah.
We did get to see as Luthen was coming in, we got to see two tubes.
Okay.
A pretty big part of the rebel system all around. You got to see him as one of the Cloud Riders. I'm gonna mess up the name. Emphas Nest. Yeah, from Solo. He was a part of there. He was a part of the Partisans. He goes on to lead the Partisans after Rogue One when Saw Gerrera dies and stuff like that. So he was kind of a cool cameo ad where you just kind of see him hanging out, waiting. All in all, I'm looking forward to a lot more of that. But Gerrera's not on board.
No. Not even a little.
No. And he's gone through some stuff. If you ever get a chance to, even just watch portions of the cartoons and stuff where Saw Gerrera is involved, or the Guerreras in general, because he had a sister, just watch those pieces and get a real feel for, or read Wikipedia or something, and get a real feel for his story all the way through, and where he's had his appearances and stuff, and you'll understand his character a lot more, I think.
Oh, okay. I see.
Which I think is probably important.
Yeah.
Then you don't see him as just a dick. Because right now, he's kind of a dick.
I don't feel that way.
No?
No. I feel like he is so... he has some pretty strong opinions.
Yes.
And he views people in a different light than at least Luthen does. And he believes in this rebel group, his rebel group, so much that he's not willing to sacrifice anything for anyone, especially people that he believes are separatists and
Fun fact, Separatists. So, first trilogy of movies, the Separatists would have been the ones that kind of started the whole war,
okay,
like with the droid. Well, I mean, the Emperor started the war, to be fair.
okay,
But they would have been the ones with the droid army and stuff, and they did attack, like, his home planet
okay,
and whatnot. So, now that, after the Clone Wars, the Emperor took over,
yeah,
and he became the actual evil.
okay,
The Separatists are still, like, a cell of rebels now.
right,
But they're like the old separatists, the ones that were on the other side of the war.
okay. Because
So,
it seems to him that because they're separatists, they don't have their whole heart in it.
no, and they can't be trusted, basically. Right?
Right. Yeah.
They were on the other side of that war that messed up his planet. So.
Yeah. Which is why he was like, no deal.
And then the
I'm
people
not
that
joining
came to help him and save their planet ended up being the bad guys, too. So, who's he got to trust there?
No one. So it makes sense why he trusts no one.
Yeah.
I don't even think he trusts Luthen.
Oh,
But Luthen had stuff for him that he wanted.
Yeah.
So he's willing to listen, but
he wasn't buying.
no. Not at all.
Even when you could have all of these parts for free.
Yeah.
He's like, no. Sale. Thanks.
No. Bye.
They're hardcore, too. Like, if you ever get a chance to play the Fallen Order game with Cal Kestis, do that. You get a little touch of the partisans in there too,
Oh, okay.
which kind of helps immerse yourself in the story of Saw Gerrera because you're playing a game. I always find that it helps me feel more into what the story is
Yeah.
because you're living it.
I kind of wish there was like a series of novels.
I'm sure there's a bunch of there's tons and tons of literature if you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a whole series just on the partisans or not. I'd have to look into that, but I'd read that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be good.
I think it would be good. It would make for good stories, that's for sure. As long as it's like the actual lore.
Yeah,
If
and
it's
I
just
mean,
a story based loosely off a character, I don't want anything to do with it.
and I don't think they would put something like that out at this point.
I don't think so.
They want something pretty tight and canon.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even in some of the older stuff, we've noticed that Disney's starting to pull in like different pieces of stuff that was kind of considered not canon once Disney took over, and they're starting to pull pieces of those back in
Yeah.
to being canon, which is cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, they have to look and see how it works.
Yeah.
With the overall story too.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, anything regarding Saw Gerrera would be cool. A good read.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like you could make it really like adult styled too.
Oh yeah.
Like graphic novel, adult styled. Something
Yeah.
would be cool.
Like non-Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a great graphic novel.
Yeah.
Just his story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, geez, even just like an Andor show.
Yeah, I'd watch
Gerrera
that
show.
too. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Like the pieces that are missing from like
Yeah.
all of these different puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch that. I'd
Yeah.
watch the heck out of that.
We could do this show about it too.
We would do this show, but
We would. We would. I would learn so much Star Wars at that point.
so Luthen goes home with nothing basically.
Mm-hmm.
But he has put the bug in the ear of.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll lead
It's out
somewhere.
there.
Hopefully
Maybe.
it'll lead somewhere.
Or maybe one of Guerrera's guys overheard. And he's like, hey, I want him.
Get the parts.
Never know.
We'll see what happens.
Or hey, by the way,
And I don't
Andor's
think-
in prison.
I don't think any of the partisans would do anything without Guerrera's say.
No.
Like once you get to know the partisans, they're like super loyalist.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
they're the hardest of the hard
Right.
bunch of guys.
Okay.
And
Which makes sense if he's gonna have them in his group.
Yeah.
Then they would have to be.
most dedicated, kind of fanatical,
Like him.
like him.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, they're
see.
hardcore guys.
Hmm.
So yeah, Luthen goes home with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the show kind of ends on a real down note. Got Bix that's about to go into the torture chair.
I hate that part.
That's gonna be bad. Don't even get to see what happens to her yet.
No.
She's just about
I
to
swear if they don't resolve that in the next episode, for some reason, I'm gonna be so mad.
Really
So mad.
attached to Bix, eh?
I really am. I don't know why. They do it to you in the show. They make you feel for her.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bix is going into the chair, and they kind of end with, what is it, Cassian, like their pan out scene. Cassian's just there working.
Just working. Yeah, you see that he's really like fallen in line.
Yeah. He's on the clock. He's doing his
it
thing.
hard. Apparently, they've been doing really good now that Andor knows the job and what to do.
He might get the tasty food.
He might. Yeah.
But that was the end of the show.
That was it.
Really down.
It was
a really down note end. His friend's being tortured. He's just doing his time.
It left on a low note.
Luthen left with nothing. That was
nothing. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I feel bad right now. I feel good.
Yeah, like I really wanted to get to the next
almost.
episode like super fast.
Yeah.
But we have to wait a whole week. So
Feel defeated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, I'm assuming, what everybody there is feeling.
Yeah. I mean, they're just starting the rebellion, right? So they're probably feeling defeated a lot.
Yeah.
Going up against the Empire. This is what they would be feeling.
Yeah, and I guess their feelings aren't going to change much until that first Star Destroyer, or the first Death Star is blown up.
Yeah.
And then that's the... Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Battle of Yavin, that's what we're waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't really think we covered
That's the episode, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did we miss anything, you think?
Not really. I mean, I'm happy to see that Cinta's still alive. I really liked her character.
Yeah.
I feel like she's not done. Like, there's going to be way more to her story.
Well, we never did talk about Mon Mothma, really, but I don't think it really... Like, she's still behind the scenes politically.
Yeah, there's...
And
Nerdycouch on the set.
Nothing going on with it, really. Like,
really?
They were drinking worm drinks.
Ew.
Worm fish things.
Ew.
We found out that she became a senator at 16.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a par for the course, apparently. Amidala, Leia...
It's becoming way harder to move her money.
Yeah.
I think that's probably because of everything that's happening.
Yeah, and they're cracking down.
The Empire is tightening down.
But her daughter looked a little weird and like shaky.
Yeah, there's something different about her in this episode than in the last one.
Yeah.
Something about her.
Something going on.
Something's going on there.
Don't trust her.
No. But I kind of feel like she might go against her mother at some point, is the feeling that I'm getting from her.
You keep saying.
Yeah.
Could happen.
It's gonna happen.
But yeah. That's it.
That was it. Next episode's gonna be amazing.
I think so.
Like, it's gonna be incredible.
Number 9.
Incredible.
We're banking on that 3-episode action time. So yeah. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Yes.
Do your thing. And we'll catch you next time. Peace. Can't. This can't. Stop it.